We won't stand for corruption. We won't stand for stealing kids. This is the Tiff and the Punisher podcast, now joined by the angry citizen. This is a powerful trio, set out to spread the Constitution. This is a powerful trio, set out to stop the evil CPS.
We won't stand for corruption, and we won't stand for stealing kids. This is the Tiff and the Punisher podcast, now joined by the angry citizen. Tiff and the Punisher, they won't back down. Fight for the children in every town. They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff and the Punisher sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
All right. I got lost in the thing. There we go. I got lost in the thing. I forgot what I was doing there for a second. Oh, my. So there we go.
Here we are.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday.
I know. I was like, Dana, you're going to confuse everybody. Everybody's going to think that it's freaking Thursday. But we get them for 2 nights now. This is great. Maybe we can make this permanent. Thanks for being here.
So I sent you some stuff and a couple of links there, Darren, in the private chat, and
Right on.
some of the stuff. There's a rally of some sort tomorrow on this, but we'll get into this once we bring out the subject matter. So,
yes, sir. All right. You know what? Let me. I'm gonna run the news story first. Let's check this out. Mm-hmm.
do we have some music while you're on hold? There you go.
30-year-old 31-year-old Isael Rivera, her live-in boyfriend, are wanted by Fitchburg police. The Fitchburg District Court arrest warrant says there's a domestic violence history with Rivera, the father of 4 of the kids, and stepfather to another. The family lived here on Orange Street in Fitchburg when the parents and their 5 kids disappeared from their first-floor residence. The arrest warrant says DCF has concerns about the man's mental health. Police believe they fled in the hours or days before DCF came to take custody of the children on Thursday, February 27th. The children range in age from 10 years old to 9 months old. The parents, according to police, fled in a dark-colored Infiniti QX60. The warrant says the vehicle Ruth was driving was located on a street camera in Tennessee on Saturday, March 1st. Police have pinged both parents' phones and they are off. Neighbors are concerned, now learning that the parents are wanted for kidnapping of a minor by relative.
It's not good. Something happened in the world. So I don't know what happened for the family.
The arrest warrant also talks about a text message between the father and DCF workers, where the worker went to the house the end of February to deliver the court summons, and the father texted, "Leave it in the mailbox." He was also told the worker was there to notify him they would take custody. By text, the father promised that they would appear in court. They did not. DCF CF has had a case open with the family since February when the pediatrician reported the 9-month-old was showing signs of neglect. Live at the Fitchburg Police Department, Rondella Richardson, WCVB News Center.
All right. So here's the funny thing. Do you want to tell them the truth about what's going on there? Here's the truth
this
part.
is a heaping crock of fucking bullshit is what it is.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. The way that was so dishonest. The way they phrased that, they were fleeing and covertly fleeing and neglect and abuse, and this is all bullshit. The truth is, they did not want their children injected with fucking poison, and the people in the medical community were using threats and coercion to try to force them to inject their children with this freaking poisonous bullshit that they're trying to inject every kid in America. And they had enough of it, and they discontinued their relationship with the pediatrician in question. And of course, they immediately called Child Protective Services and said, "Oh, we think these people are abusing their children." Neglect, in their opinion, is not injecting them with poison. Now, I sent you a link to my YouTube video of the interview that a friend of mine did with this man, Isaiah Rivera. And you can hear him tell you in his own words what happened. And it ain't what they just, that steaming, heaping crock of bullshit they just ladled out. They should be ashamed. Those people should be ashamed of that.
They should be thrown in jail. They should be in jail for that bullshit.
Yes. And I hope, audience, I hope you heard, they're literally being accused of kidnapping their own fucking children.
Well, what's ironic to me is they'll report that, but they won't report that CPS is snatching kids for no reason.
Or the ones that actually need help. They'll just let them
we don't talk about that.
Psychopath parents and take the good parents and run them through hell. So these people got arrested. They got arrested. Their children were taken from them, and their children have now been injected with poison against the specific wishes of both parents who said, no, we don't want it. They got arrested, and the kids were taken, and the kids were immediately given the poisonous injection.
Here we go.
Okay, so basically,
now here's the truth, people.
Won't continue to hurt families like Israel Rivera, the man who was jailed in Massachusetts for refusing to let his children be vaccinated, has been given an exclusive interview from jail. Check this out.
They're recording us. I can record too, so it's fine.
okay.
If you could just repeat what happened with the doctor, please, because this is critical.
Okay, so basically, the doctor just said he was going to report us for neglect if we didn't take the K-12 vaccine, which I said no. I looked into it. Not only is it against my religious beliefs, but I don't vaccinate my children. We're holistic, and they're all healthy and strong. And that vaccine specifically gives kids autism. I don't want to take it. And also, we're switching hospitals because every single time that we call in here, it's always requested that we take it. We've already said it multiple times that we will not take this vaccine and that we don't vaccinate our children, so please give us the paper to sign. And they said, oh, it's okay. But then anytime we went there, they would pressure us. Basically, when we were in that room, pressure us. And that's why the last appointment, my wife didn't even want to go there. She said, can you go there, because I don't even want to handle it, because they're going to just pressure this vaccine on us again. So I went to them, and then the last time I went to them, I said, listen, I don't need to show you proof of where they've been, because we're switching them, and I don't have to show you proof. My child's healthy. I brought him here myself to be seen. And then he said, well, and then as soon as I said we're changing doctors and we're not taking that vaccine, then his whole, just the way his demeanor, the way he was talking changed. He said, well, where has he been seen? Because we don't have a record. I said, well, I'm changing them. I'll give that information to the new doctor, because I'm not going to keep going through this abuse of you trying to force me to take this vaccine for my son, which I've told you many times that it's not going to happen. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to have to file a report as a mandated reporter unless you give me history of your son, or unless you take this vaccine. And I said, what? Absolutely not. And I stood my ground, and I told him, call the police right now, call whoever you need to call right now, or check my son out. I'm leaving. And then he got the superior in there. I forget what her name was. She came in there, and she tried to calm the situation down between me and the doctor, and I guess explain his side of things. And I said, no, I will not vaccinate my child. And then they said, okay, well, we'll check him. We'll give you the bill of health. And then they did that. They checked him. They gave the bill of health, and then they let us go.
The irony of this story is that you said that the doctor checked out that the baby was otherwise fine. So that's what's really key here.
And then basically, I don't know, a couple of days or weeks from then, the harassment started with DCF.
At that point, you said to DCF, no, thank you. We don't need your services. You leave us alone.
I told them specifically, I don't consent, nor do I want a contract with your agency. Please leave me alone. I mean, I must have said that I don't know how many times. Repeatedly saying, I don't want a contract, I don't consent.
So they said they needed to lay eyes on the children. That's an old trick of theirs.
Yeah, they used one child to get to all of them.
We need a home visit. Is that the word they used? Home visit?
Yes.
Okay.
They were banging them.
And you said what?
I said, my children are 100% healthy. I don't consent, and I don't contract with you, and I don't want to in the future. Please leave me alone.
Okay. And so then they started surrounding the house and harassing you, and you all felt frightened because, police coming. You said they texted you, and you said, leave it in the mailbox. I know what it's about. What did you think it was about?
Well, I thought it was a home visit because they kept doing that for weeks. I thought it was just them just continuing what they were doing.
And so they surrounded him, and this guy who was protecting his family from the jabs was taken in. All because he took his child in to get looked at the hospital, and the doctor freaked out when he found out they didn't have the jabs. Breaks your heart. I hope this all starts ending someday soon.
So, I don't know if you noticed in there, I actually wrote a letter to the governor about this, and I'm looking for that right now. But yeah, I was and am just fucking livid. This is insane that we will tolerate this. And I say this all the time. His rights are mine. Mm-hmm. If they can do it to him, they can do it to me or to you, any of you watching. Mm-hmm. We can't let this stand. We cannot let this stand.
So where are the parents?
In jail.
In Texas?
I don't know where they are right now. They were arrested in Kentucky, I think, or something like that. They were on their way to Texas. And, again, they had not received any notifications that they were due in court or being summoned, or they had no way of knowing that they were doing anything wrong. It's completely ridiculous. And literally, they charge these people with kidnapping their own children. So you take your kid, go out, get in the car, start driving, police pull you over, you're guilty of kidnapping. It's insane. They're doubling, tripling down now. The powers that be, the evil overlords and their henchmen, they are tripling down, and they are going to, play it to the end. And
they're doing the same things to Gunner and his wife. They're doing the exact same thing because of the lawsuit, man. They're retaliating in a degree that you couldn't even imagine. Taking the kids not even on hearsay, on insinuation. Insinuation is what they said. Not even hearsay. Insinuating. They're insinuating. I mean, so this is getting out of control. Out of fucking control.
Yep.
And this could be anybody. This could be, they don't look like they're poor people. They don't look like they're in a pummeled up neighborhood and, like any of that stuff. They look like they're right middle class America, right? So
clearly there's no abuse going on here. That it's ridiculous. The entire thing was just concocted in order to coerce them into getting their kids injected with this poisonous.
Look at how in bed the news agencies are with these people. Look at the video that we played first. That they're like, oh, you got to stop. And that happened to Brenda. Brenda that does Bring Back Brenda. The same things, man. She went after her kid that was put into atrocious conditions after they took him from her. The place was disgusting. It was ridiculous. She went and got her kid. And they played her out. They made her seem like she was the worst woman in the world. And in all reality, she was a caring mom going to get her damn kid. That's what she was.
Yep.
And these are the stories that are getting out there.
Another guy that used to do this, his wife, now this child was almost 18. His wife got a call from their son said he ran away from the facility. She went and picked him up and was driving him back, right? They charged her with kidnapping. She dies from cancer. 2 days after she dies, they dropped all the charges against her.
Mm.
And they drug it out for 5 years.
Oh my God. Mm. So it's time, people. It's time to start. Enough talk. It's action time. It's action time. Because this is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So where do we go from here, right? Where's the next step?
Well, glad you asked, because I noticed a lot of people were commenting that, what can we do to help? What can we do to help? Where do we send letters and stuff? And that's an excellent, excellent question. So I'm going to find my letter that I wrote the governor, and what I said to basically everyone, my audience, when I talked to them, and the audiences of all the people that are involved. There's a lot of patriots that are involved now, mad as wet hornets. I said, print my letter, send it to the governor. And people say, oh, that won't matter. Yeah, it'll matter. If he gets 1,000 letters that say exactly the same thing, he will know that we're organized and we know what's going on and we're prepared to take action. Loudly demand that. And here's what I'm going to demand. I'm going to demand, number one, all charges drop. Number two, children return to parents. Number three, everyone that participated gets arrested and charged with acting under color of law, deprivation of rights under color of law. That's what I want to see happen, and I won't rest until it happens. I'm so angry. Just it's insane. We are living in an insane clown world. So there's an event. There's a film apparently. I'm looking at the thing now. I don't know if you can show this or not, Darren.
Where did you send it to me?
I guess I'll send you a link to that. But also, I put in the comments. There's a website, bostonbroadside.com, and they're covering this and doing a really good job. So you go to bostonbroadside.com. I'll actually put that in the comments. I can put it into the comments on YouTube. You can put it in the comments on wherever else you're streaming. bostonbroadside.com. And I'm going to put in the link.
It just takes your freaking breath away,
It's really terrifying. It's truly terrifying to see this happening and to see so many people so willing to just blow it off like it's no big deal. The government is kidnapping your children. The government will now inject your children with whatever they want, regardless of the risk or danger or lack of safety studies. The government will charge you with kidnapping if you resist the doctors, the mafia doctors' coup attempt to take over your child's life. I mean, we've seen.
I know. I heard the gentleman, the father, say, "It's against my religion."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a First Amendment right. Your religion, they don't override your religion. I hope everybody goes to jail. I hope some lawyer picks up this and just runs with it.
Well, ironically, they apparently have retained a lawyer who is someone I know personally, consider a friend. We've done a number of live streams together. His name is Bill Gens, Gens, Bill Gens. And you can see my interviews with him on my BitChute channel. And he represented the Massachusetts state troopers in their fight against the COVID injection mandate, because they were all threatened with being fired if they didn't get it. So Bill is on the case. He's a sharp guy. He doesn't use the Constitution. He uses their system, but he's good at what he does. So I have a little bit of confidence. And there's a lot of publicity. There's a lot of very, very pissed off parents that are saying, hell no, you're not going to do this. You're not going to get away with it. So, I'm mildly hopeful, but there's an event
but here's the problem. Why does it take this? Why does it take this extreme? Now we're at an extreme again, right? Like this is a freak. If parents had been fighting us through about CPS and what they've been doing for the past 30 years, like Tiff, past 5 years, like me, and years and years and years that all these other people have been doing it, maybe this wouldn't be here now. But nobody pays attention. Now they pay attention. Now, and you know what? As sad as this is to say, as soon as this thing comes to fruition, and as soon as they get let out and their kids are back, they're going to die out and they'll be gone too. They're not going to stay on for the long haul. They're not going to see to it that this doesn't happen again. They're just going to jump on this for the bandwagon and the trend. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens to people in this fight. They jump on. They're like, rah, rah, rah. Look at me go. This is what happens. CPS, I'm all about this. Let's do this, slaughter these people. And the second the things, out of the news media or whatever, they're gone. I've seen this in my tenure. I've seen this at least 2 handfuls of times where there's something that comes up that everybody's out there, rah, rah, rah. Let's wave the American flag. Let's talk about the family. And then the fucking thing's done and they are gone. It's like ghosts, tumbleweed blowing by right in front of you. No one watching the podcast, no nothing, no one supporting this stuff, just gone. And that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
Well, that's because, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I've been struggling lately with, Darren, you know this because you and I have talked about it, with the lack of unity in most areas where we, the people, agree that power and authority has been hugely exceeded by all of our elected servants and all these agencies and such. And even in that community of people, we're all on the same page trying to, restore our constitutional republic. We can't get along. We don't get along. We fight like cats and dogs. I've met and broken up with a whole bunch of groups and people over the years I've been doing this, and they're all very territorial, and they're in it for fame and glory. They want to be cool, and hobnob with the cool people. But we're going to lose if we don't unite. We're going to lose. I mean, that's the sad truth.
And the other thing is, this takes an emotional toll on people, right? Like, I knew when this shit happened to me, I could not let the same bullshit and system take another child, because I knew that pain, right? And I know what they do. But you got to learn. I'm a pattern person. So I went and I started watching them, and I started dealing with a lot of people that were having problems with CPS. And I learned very quickly, the first one to the courthouse will win, even if it's against CPS. But that's the only way you can win. You have to beat them to the punch. And people don't last long. I'm telling you right now. And you're right. They all want fame and glory and this, that, and the third. Listen, I'm sitting on a lot of committees. I don't want my name on no bills. You don't even have to bring me up. I don't care about that. What I want is reform. That's what I want. I want kids to stop being removed. I want kids put back in their homes, and I want people to be left alone.
Yeah, and I want all the people that did it to be in jail. That's what I want to see. Kidnapping.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, this is, if people think that they're going to get into this and become famous and make all this money, well, I got news for you. I've been doing it 36 years. I am not famous. I am broke as a look. I'm so broke I can't pay attention. Okay, let's just put it out there. And if you can't stand up and have a backbone, you will crumble like a cookie the first time you encounter one of these people and try to advocate for somebody.
Yep. Yep. Darren, I don't know if you can see that document I just posted there, but there's a film that's going to be shown in Dedham. On
I have just put that up. I'll put it up again. Yeah, I'll put it up again.
There you go. So, and that's pictures of the Rivera family, and I mean, the more people we get on board with this, the better. So I'll be putting up my document as soon as I find the letter I wrote the governor. I'll put that up on my website and post a link. I mean, it's just insanity. It's an absolute living embodiment of tyranny. It's disgusting.
And you would think with what RFK coming out and talking about, here it is right here. RFK coming out and talking about how bad this stuff was, the COVID stuff, in all of this, and I don't know if we're still allowed to say it, if they're going to stop us from on the whatever with RFK's, you would think that the vaccines wouldn't be such a press, like why are they pressing for this stuff so much? And in this time now, when the secretary, when the head of the Department of Health and Human Services, or whatever department they are now, what is it? What do they expect? We'll just listen to you, Mr. Secretary. They just listen to you say that this was a hoax, like it was bad, that things were bad. So why would the people want to go out and get these vaccinations? And how could you hold a candle to them saying no? How could you even do that? I mean, this isn't like they were like, oh, look, this was positive thing that happened. They're not giving any positives. They're not saying what is, they're just pretty much, it's all of our faults for saying, oh, well, your kid wants to come to school. Well, they got to get back. What is it? I don't know. You know what? I guarantee you our parents don't know what the hell we got when we were kids. Just give them the shot, John. Put them in there. Give them a shot. Hurry up. Let's go.
They lined us up when I was in first grade. They lined us up and they had a gun, the shotgun. They just cranked one into everyone. There was an assembly line. We just all got the injection. And it's something we often don't think about, but think about, if you will, the fact that we are basically doing this to children without their consent. And everyone's like, well, they're children. They can't make decisions. It's their body. Like, the body belongs to that child. It's not your body. And, well, parents know better and blah, blah, blah. Do we? I don't think we do. If we've been injecting them with poison for years and years, and we have skyrocketing rates of autism. I went to pick up my son at school, and there are like 8 or 10 autistic kids. You can tell what's going on. They look different. They behave different. There's a person with them all the time. One person assigned to that child all the time, and you can see they behave differently. They look different. They're, this one little boy came out and he was just going like this. Nothing there, man. And the funny thing is how people will laugh at you who suggest that autism might be caused by vaccines, which one would think the only way a person would feel as if they had some right to laugh at you is if they had done some really extensive research, or if it was so readily obvious that everyone can see, like the sky is blue, water's wet. But we know they've done no research, because no rational person could possibly research this subject and conclude that they want their kid injected with this crap. There's no way. When you start talking about, imagine, if you will, that vaccines had never been invented, okay? And I come to you and I say, hey, I have a great idea. Here's my idea. I'm going to take some of this virus and I'm going to treat it with it to attenuate it so that it can't actually do its thing, won't actually infect you. And then I'm going to add mercury derivative. And then I'm going to add some formaldehyde, and let's use some aborted fetal cells and monkey kidneys. And we're going to inject that into a child whose immune system isn't even developed yet, so that we can hopefully create an immune response in the child. They will then create antibodies, and then they will have resistance to that disease. Who the hell would listen to me and say, wow, I think you have something here. Let's go ahead and pursue this. It's insane. It's absolute fucking madness. And it makes me angry that people, even today, I semi-recently had an exchange with this so-called friend of mine. He kept putting up these memes that basically suggest that if you question vaccine safety, you are just absolutely a lunatic, a card-carrying moron. And it's the ha-ha thing. It's ha-ha, you're so stupid. Oh, did you hear? Darren, did you hear? He thinks vaccines aren't safe. Oh, what a moron, right? And I put up a response and I said, you're mocking people who have seen their children injured, who have witnessed their children going through horrible reactions, triple-digit fevers and vomiting and convulsions and seizures and and you're laughing at them. They're stupid because they might think that vaccines aren't really safe, that the drug companies might be lying to us. Can you get your head around the fact that the drug companies would lie to people? What? Unbelievable, man. We live in an age of insanity, and even now I'm still seeing that, like, there's so much evidence. The evidence is now becoming irrefutable. There are so many autistic kids, so many parents of autistic kids, so many vaccine injuries and death. And for years, we've been told that babies die in their sleep mysteriously for no reason. The same companies that manufacture these vaccines tell you that it couldn't possibly be related to the vaccine, but at the same time, they have no idea why this happens. None. It's been how many decades this has been happening? Since like the 50s? But 70 years later, we have no idea, none, zero. They don't do autopsies on these babies. If you want one, you will have to go through hell to get one. Some of your audience may know this to be true. So your baby just turns up dead, and they say, well, we're not going to do an autopsy. We don't really worry about it. It happens. Just kids just die in their sleep for no reason. It's the whole thing makes no sense whatsoever. It's utterly bizarre, and it just makes me so angry that people will so blithely disregard harm to children. Even if you say, okay, if I'm starving to death, I might do something a little unscrupulous if it means making some money so I can buy food, right? But the drug companies are not starving to death. No drug company executive is missing a meal or worried about being homeless. They're just worried about more profit. And the profits are obscene. And a lot of people may not know that Ronald Reagan passed the Vaccine Injuries Act back in 1986, which absolved the drug companies of liability for the harm their products cause. So you can't sue the drug companies if your kid dies or is injured from the vaccine. You have to go to vaccine court, and that's paid for by the taxpayers. So yeah, the drug companies can preserve their profits. It's drugs. All these vaccines have never been tested against an inert placebo. Did you know that? They used a placebo, but it wasn't an inert placebo. It was filled with the same adjuvant that was in the vaccine. The same poison that's supposed to cause the immune reaction in the vaccine is in the placebo. So then they would say, well, the placebo group had roughly the same number of side effects as the other group that got the actual vaccine. So it must be safe. They are evil. These people are literally working for Satan. It's oh. Anyway, so yeah, check out bostonbroadside.com. You can check out the article there about the Rivera family. And I noticed some of the comments, people talking about having experiencing vaccine injuries. And I have friends who have experienced vaccine injuries. And I do believe that all of these very mysterious diseases like multiple sclerosis are more than likely caused by vaccines, by like the tetanus shot, because they didn't exist until vaccines came about. And then all of a sudden we have multiple sclerosis, and no one knows where did it come from, right? It just popped up from nowhere all of a sudden. And and when people are given vaccines, and I know this to be the case because the last time I was in the hospital because I had cut myself, this was a long time, many, many years ago, and the first thing they said to me was, well, you need to have a tetanus shot. And I was a rube and naive. I believed the doctors. Why would I question them? I said, okay, give me the tetanus shot. So she comes in with a syringe and off you go. No, before I do this, I just want to let you know there are some side effects, just to make sure you're informed, because we want you to have informed consent. So here they are. You understand? Do you still want to do this? Okay, off we go. Not a word, man. Bring in the syringe, off they go. So, and they're cunning, manipulative. They're salesmen. When my youngest son was born, I was prepared for this, thank God. So when we went to the pediatrician, and he said to me, and this is funny because this subject had never come up before. Not once had the pediatrician said anything to me about shots. And he says to me, this is what he said. He says, "So, Dana, did you want to go ahead and get that Hep vaccine now, or do you want to wait till next time?" A, what Hep vaccine? What the fuck are you talking about? B, why does my son need to be vaccinated against hepatitis? Is he seeing a prostitute? Is this something I should know about? And I did ask him that. I said, "Doctor, how does my son get hepatitis? My infant son get hepatitis?" And this was great. You guys will love this because he had his polished doctor act. So he gives a little a charming smile and a charming little chuckle. And he says to me, "Well, that's a great question, Dana." And then he says, I swear to God, this is what he said. He goes, "In a great number of the cases, we don't really know." That was it. That was his response. Yeah. It's hell. We're living in hell. Hell is right here on earth. All the religions talk about an afterlife. Heaven and hell are right here. Think about it. If you're born into the right situation with the right parents, a loving family that protects you and nurtures you and celebrates you and raises you with your loving family around, your mother, your father, the siblings, grandma, grandpa, the whole family, we get together, we have Thanksgiving together, and you get an opportunity to learn a skill or a trade, or marry the person of your choice, be left the hell alone, spend your weekends at the beach. That's heaven, man. Eating good food, having fun with your friends, drinking a beer. You know, if you're born into the wrong family, you're in hell. You're being tortured and persecuted and threatened and beaten and imprisoned. There's these stories about they find kids that have been locked in the cellar for 20 years or something like that. There's that woman who was the social media influencer, was talking about hard parenting or some such bullshit, and she was like starving her own kids. You know, that's hell. So sorry, I'm done with my rant.
Yeah, actually, I think she went to prison. When I saw her,
I did.
and she's like, oh, she was talking to her daughter, and her daughter, she was scared of her. She would agree with her. And then this bitch was arrested for child abuse. I was like, get out of here, man. Yeah, I saw her. Well,
What about Octomom? Remember her?
yeah, I remember her too.
Hmm.
First of all, I'm a woman, and I'm going to tell you right now, ain't a nothing coming out of me. Okay, not eight. Not even two. No. Um. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm
Well,
like, mm,
one of your viewers had posted, just because one has a license to inject a child with poison, these doctors get their licenses out of a Cracker Jack box, and they're really right. They lord over us like they're so much freaking better and smarter. But you know, medical error is the third leading cause of death in this country. Think about how many people. Maybe you could Google that or something, Darren. How many people died in the year 2024 as a result of medical error? I mean, and they're worried about measles. Oh,
well, RFK is supposed to come out this month because he believes that he knows what causes autism. And I do think that it's going to be vaccine related. I absolutely believe that.
no question in my mind. I've seen a lot of chatter recently, and the problem with chatter is you have to track it down to the source. I see posts all the time on Facebook and on X, and making these claims. And as an example, when the election was stolen, which it was clearly stolen, and I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I'm just saying, we need to have clean elections. That seems to me to be something we should all want. Even if your guy wins as a result of cheating, you really should still object to having, you fraudulent um, elections. But when I objected and said,
400,000.
this was
400,000
clearly
medical deaths.
fraudulent. There you go. 400,000. Wow, dude.
Genocide.
It's insane. Almost 500,000 people in 2024 died because of medical error, because the doctors screwed up. And the doctors don't learn, they learn like Latin names for body parts. So they'll talk about your medulla oblongata and your, whatever, majorus, maximus, minimus, but go there and be sick and try to get a diagnosis and a treatment that's effective, because the best you're going to get is a lifetime prescription. So someone close to me was when I became aware she takes thyroid medication, and I asked her about that. She's been taking thyroid medication virtually her whole life. She goes to the doctor says, your thyroid's not doing what it needs to do. Here, take this med. And that's it. For the rest of her life, she got to take this pill every single day, supposedly. And no one says, because my first thought is, well, why is this happening? Right? Wouldn't you want to know what's making it happen? But they don't. They don't pay any attention to that. And they're paid by the drug companies. They make money. The drug companies pay them a commission. Here in the United States, we are the only country, as far as I know, on earth where drug companies are allowed to advertise their products. In England, you can't do that. They will not let drug companies. And look at the ads. Like, they're getting worse. Like, the drug company ads now, they go, some of the side effects include nausea, diarrhea, swelling, liver problems, a rare infection between the genitals and the anus, viral infection, a parasitic infection. Parasites? What? How do I get a parasite from taking a pill? Is the parasite in the pill?
And then my favorite one, and in some rare cases may cause death.
Yeah, and you know what they do now, Tiff? They slide that in between they'll say, heart attack, nausea, death, stroke, vomiting. Wait, whoa, what? Back up. What did you say? Did you say death? And then they'll add in rare cases, blood clots leading to death. Okay, so it might kill you outright, or it might get you a blood clot, which will then kill you. Then my favorite one, suicidal thoughts or actions. What's a suicidal action? You mean like jumping off a bridge or putting a gun to your head and pulling the trigger? That is a suicidal action. You're saying it might make you kill yourself. But
it's
your
funny
skin
you
won't
say that.
scaly rash on it anymore. You'll do Pixent.
My dad and I were talking about that, right? And he's like, Darren's met my dad. My dad said, who the hell wants to take that shit? Do you hear the fucking side effects?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Just insane. We have lost our minds. Hopefully we'll see some progress on these issues, but like I was telling Darren, I'm discouraged. I really am. I've been doing this for so long, and getting people to get up off their lazy asses and do something is unbelievably difficult, agonizingly difficult, even when they're really like angry about something. And you say, well, I'm glad you're angry about that. And they'll say, someone should do something. Yes, you're right. Someone should do something. Here's an idea. I was in a conference call with a group down in Massachusetts one time. And it's kind of a large group of people with some different presences from different organizations and such. And there was this guy talking, and he was one of these people who's very loud and forceful, and he was talking over everybody else and interrupting everyone and so forth. Well, I at one point was addressing kind of what I just said, which is, in order for us to make progress, we have to do certain things. Number one, we all have to be aware of what's going on. And number two, we have to use our voices, write the letters, make the petitions, make phone calls, get in action. And it's not going to instantly cure what's wrong. It's not an instant cure. It can't be. The cancer's too far along, okay? But it can reverse it. If we all do it, and we all get together, and we all make it happen, we will see the results. And this guy cuts me right up, jumps in, and he goes, nah, that won't work. No, you can't. And he starts talking, and that was it. I was done.
Wow.
Yeah, just like that. Dismissed. Done. Off you go. And I'm right. That's the thing. I am demonstrably correct. Go back in time, tell Martin Luther King Jr., you're wasting your time, dude. He's saying, let's all get together, not just black people. Everyone, all Americans get together.
Mhm.
We all together say, we're tired of racism. We want it to end. We demand action. That won't work, Dr. King. You're just wasting your time. They won't. No one will listen. No one cares. You might as well just give up, shut up, go home. And you'd be wrong, wouldn't you? You'd look like a real fool, wouldn't you, if you went back in time and did that and everyone saw you? Movie about that? Yeah. And
And
they're not proposing anything better. Like these people don't come out and say, I don't think that'll work. But here's a better idea. Let's do this. Nope. They just shoot you down and then dismiss you and move on with their lives.
yeah, and you know what? I know what you're saying is true because I felt like the Lone Ranger over here, right? Everybody wants shit done, but don't nobody want to do the damn work.
Right. Exactly right.
Oh,
Yep.
we want change. Okay, so this is how we do it. Uh, I don't have time. Well, then don't bitch about it then.
Yep. I don't want to hear you complain unless you got some either a plan or you're willing to listen when I tell you my plan. Now, if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. But don't come complain to me that things are all crappy. And then when I say, yeah, you're right, we should do something. Here's my idea. That's why I started doing this in the first place. Because I figure you get about 1 million pissed off Americans together, you can do anything. 1 million of the 330 million Americans in this country, 1 million of them, what's that, a third of a percent? So maybe, just maybe, you could get that million people together and all of you speak with one collective voice. People talk about the NRA in terms of the effect that the NRA had on gun legislation. And the NRA has indeed been a very powerful force in preserving our gun rights. And that's because they're a big organization. They have a very large base. It varies from, year to year. And they took a big hit when we all found out they were just burning our money. But um, the reason they were able to be effective is because when a guy from the NRA calls, it's not one guy. You're talking to 10 million gun owners who know the Constitution and know our right to keep and bear arms and are willing to stand up and do whatever we have to do to make sure that it isn't violated and it doesn't go away. We could do that with any issue. We have all the power. We just don't use it. We're like the parents that just let the kids get away with whatever they want. Kid Johnny's running up and down the aisles at the stores, throwing stuff on the ground. Mom goes, go, golly, what can you do? Johnny, little Johnny, he's just gonna, kids gotta be kids. No, Mom, you fucking take control of your kid. Johnny, do not do that. Get over here right now. We will go to the car. I will remove you from this store. I did this to one of my kids once. He was having a little meltdown. You have a meltdown, but we're going out. We're going to leave right now. And I did. I hauled him right out. That's it. We're done. Get out. We're the parents. We're the recalcitrant parents letting our children run free. All these crooked politicians, we've tolerated this for years. It's insane.
Yeah, change has to come. I mean, people are waking up though. I will say that more and more people. But I tell
I
people
agree.
all the time, do not be fooled by any of these states or these
Mm-hmm.
legislators because they all
Mm-hmm.
fucking know exactly what's going on. They just don't want to talk about it and they don't want people like us talking about it because we already know.
Yeah, and they'll all switch over to the winning side as soon as things. It's what politicians do really well. As soon as they sense the wind going in one direction or the other, they all start leaning right over there, and they'll all. And I don't know if you guys saw this today, but there was a headline that said that Florida has removed all their vaccine mandates for children. So there's no more required vaccinations in Florida schools. If this is true, I didn't track it to the source, but. And once it becomes so obvious and so apparent, abundantly apparent, that no one can possibly deny that these vaccines are poisonous and dangerous, all the people that are either on the fence or even the ones that have been very pro-vaccine, will subtly or overtly shift and start going, oh yeah, I'm totally, against this, and these people should be, held accountable and blah blah blah, and then we'll all be going, where the fuck were you when we were all getting laughed at, mocked, ridiculed, condemned? The news media was constantly saying safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. Where were you? I didn't hear your voice then. Now you're on board. But you know what? We take the victory. We take the victory, and we'll pretend. I'll shake their hand and go, "Thank you so much for your help and support. We really appreciate it."
Yeah.
Great job. Darren's having a seizure.
Darren. He was zoned out.
Yeah, one of the viewers was commenting on the commercials while I was talking about this.
No. I'm just on this real quick. I was decided that. Oh.
Nice. And yeah, the commercials
Wasn't it zone out at all?
The commercials are spectacular. They have people, they're dancing these long choreographed dance routines, and they're all smiling. They're so happy, and you picked them, yay! Ozempic, And then they go, I caused suicidal thoughts and head disease, and shouldn't be given them. Tell the doctor it. Call your doctor immediately if trouble breathing or swelling of the mouth, nose, and tongue, seizures, vomiting, diarrhea, liver failure, kidney failure. Your brain might start leaking out of your nose. Call your doctor immediately if your brain starts to leak out of your nose. That might be a warning sign. Lower your dose. I'm so scared of getting your smile. Well, thanks for letting me vent there, boss man. It breaks my heart we lost her so young.
Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on.
I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you always. Anything else? Have anything else?
That's the end of my rant, my friend. I'm ranted out.
I love your rants. I love your rants so much. I want more.
Thanks, brother.
You get to be here tomorrow night with us too, right?
Got the what? Oh yeah, I'm down.
My computer is locking up. If you guys must know what's happening, so I'm holding on for dear life.
Oh my.
She's a piece of my life. I'll do anything for you now.
Turn your mic on. Dana, I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what he's saying either.
I think he's saying we'll see you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, same time. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, my computer's locking up, so I'm holding on for dear life.
All right, brother.
Dana, I'll talk to you in a second. We get out of here.
We live in a
All right,
time
man.
where we question our frame. When they ask us what our rights are, they say, yeah, you don't need them. What a mistake that is to say. We live in a land we ought to be free. It's not seeming that's how it is shaping to be. The Constitution is supposed to guide us. Our government is taking it away and trying to deprive us. Our kids are taken every day by CPS agents looking for prey. They don't give a damn about the Constitution. We have found the one and only solution. There's a couple of people you should know. Tiff and the Punisher is their show. They want to stop CPS from stealing our kids, fighting beside us and trying to guide us. Tiff has a heart of gold. She blasts these caseworkers when they are wrong. She beats them down with her knowledge, better than the kids who are in college. The Punisher is abolished all the way. He's been here for years, they took his daughter away. He came from the darkness he was in. Now it's time to make parenting great again. Together
They making a commotion, telling all the parents use the Constitution potion. You have rights, did you know? Learn to use them on Tiff and Punisher show. We all admit the times are hard. No little children in the front yard. Tiff and Punisher are fighting so hard. They are waging war, on their side is God. They don't stop if they get in trouble. They are fighting for the children, double trouble. The strength they need, they get from each other. They have each other's back like sister and brother. They are Tiff and the Punisher, saving the families from corruption. They want you to join their movement, no repercussion. You need to learn the thing called the Constitution. Inside that document is our solution. CPS, we have your number. We are coming for you, hear our thunder. Your fate is sealed, have a nice day. You won't break another family. No more trauma for kids, that's like blasphemy. Keep your thoughts to your own ideals. Soon enough you'll be clicking your heels, because you need to go to jail. All of us fathers will be chugging down an ale. The mothers will squeeze their young ones tight, as CPS workers are locked down for the night. They had a choice they didn't make. Now they spend their days in crates and know it's wrong to kidnap. So from all of us, this is your payback. There's a couple of people you should know. Tiff and the Punisher is their show. They wanna stop CPS from stealing our kids, fighting beside us and trying to guide us. Tiff has a heart of gold. She blasts these caseworkers when they are wrong. She beats them down with her knowledge, better than the kids who do war in college. The Punisher is abolished all the way. He's been here 4 years, they took his daughter away. He came from the darkness he was in. Now it's time to make parenting great again. Together they making a commotion, telling all the parents use the Constitution potion. You have rights, did you know? Learn to use them on Tiff and Punisher show. That's all we need to get on with this fight. The document that most people coil barely read and light. Pick the parts that pertain to your case, show them the results and spit in their face. We are Tiff and the Punisher, fighting together, displaying our unity with the birds of a feather. If it's a million, that's great, but one is just the same. We'll bring these kids home and know every name. We will smoke every social worker in court, their heads down with no support. The country knows CPS is doing wrong. If they don't, then play them our song. We are Tiff and